Well, everybody, this is my next project. What a lovely machine. I've given it a bit of a clean. I've cleaned the chrome up, so the chrome's looking absolutely beautiful. It was in I think it was a Swedish casino. I think the chap said it was in, if I remember right. And it was on some very strange coins. I should imagine anybody who knows that will probably know what that is. Can you see it? I don't know whether you can see that. 50 cent from wherever it's come from. Doesn't actually say, it just says euro. So, and they are the same diameter as the old 5p's. So that's why it's been converted over here to 5p. But there is an issue. There's a few issues actually. There's a few things I've got to sort out. One of them is this top piece here. I'm going to try and get another one. Failing that, I'm going to have to try and make one. That's going to be a very difficult task. And the reels aren't too bad. I've done a little bit to them, stuck them back a bit. They've been changed over the years. I think they've stuck little bits on. I know they do that sometimes. I've got the jackpot payout thing working perfectly now. I took it off, cleaned it all up, put a spring on it that was missing, and also there was it was misaligned. It's still slightly off, but it was misaligned in such a way that it wasn't dropping into where it should do, so that the coins, when they go through to the bottom when it's full, obviously. And another thing that was wrong with it was because of that, it wasn't locking into place. So as you open the door, it was coming out. You know, it was just free to move, sort of thing. And as you can see, I think it's been moved like that and carried like that, and it's damaged the paintwork behind here. It doesn't show up as bad without the lights on, but when I put the lights on, it looks terrible. And it came without a tube there, so I'm imagining that was the reason why, because when it's lit up, you can see all the imperfections. But to be honest, none of that bothers me. All that stuff can all be taken care of over time. Whether I have to source another one if I can, another glass, or completely make a new one, whatever. I mean, I might have to get that scanned and whatever, and do that. The casino that it was in, I think it must have had security issues, because they've had to put a special buckle type lock on here. Now behind this is the original lock hole for the proper key and the proper lock, sort of thing. But the mechanism's missing that lock used to move, which used to lever up and down and lock the actual machine. So that's missing. So luckily I've got another machine similar to it, so hopefully I can get the idea how to make the parts for that. But I think there's a bit to do. But other than this and that, the other thing is the coins, although they're the same diameter as the old 5p, it's full of old 5p's now. But the sliders, because these euro coin things are quite a bit thicker than the old 5p's, that's causing me issues with the payout. So instead of paying out 3 for a win, it pays out 4, and I should say 5, and all that lot will pay out differently as well, because it might even jam up at some point with it, because obviously the sliders are supposed to be the thickness of the number of coins that each one's supposed to pay out. But I'm not bothered about that. That's all doable in time, And as far as inside goes, let's have a look. See what we can see. This is a weird idea. But look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. Isn't that lovely? I've cleaned it all off, obviously. But there's no real muck. There's no damage. There's no nothing like, it is absolutely lovely. This is the actual payout mechanism. Now, this wasn't locking into place, because what you're supposed to do to remove it is you're supposed to lift that side. It's on a bar here. You lift it up. That's the hinge type thing. Pull it forward, and then you can either do whatever adjustments you've got to do, or if you want to take it off altogether, you just pull this hinge bar out, and that enables you to take the mechanism away and do whatever you've got to do. So I have took it away. I've cleaned it all, stripped it all down. Lovely, got it all nice and neat. Had to bend one of the pins on the hinge so that it actually slots into place now. So it's actually locked into place there. If you lift it up, it'll move like that, but if you put it down it should lock into place. Now I think doing that I've affected the jackpot. Whether or not it'll pay out or not is another thing, but because I've moved that, it has actually moved that slightly, and it might have made it awkward to pay out now. Not bothered about that. As I say, everything else is lovely. Look how shiny everything's come up. Beautiful. Now if I put the lights on, they do work. Let's have a look. Here we go. There's a lot of light in the top, and there's two 12-inch fluorescents on the side there for the front. Now as I say, because that's now lit up, now look at this, look at the paintwork now. As you can see, a bit of a mess. It probably looks worse on the camera, to be honest, than it does in real life. It is probably touch-upable. The worst of it probably can be touched up, especially around where the yellow bits and the black, where that's badly scratched. But as you can see, the scratches are all in line with where that jackpot, payout mechanism is. And that's all because somebody had obviously, I don't know whether it's because it's not original, it's been adapted over time or what's been done, but it wasn't actually the hole. There was a hole that wasn't in the right place, so the hinge wasn't holding that in the right place at the right angle, so it wasn't dropping down into the lock position. So it was free to move, so as soon as you move the machine, bang, 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 it's banging against this front and it's scratching all the paintwork. Other than that, it's all right now. As you can see, it's slightly out of line, but I think that all this sort of thing is all take careable, if that makes any sense. Anyway, let's lock it back up again. Very strange lock system. Let's put that back on and then we'll lock it. Very, very strange lock system. Anyway, isn't that beautiful? I'm very pleased with it. Let's try a 5p in it. Now it just happens that the 5p's do work in it because they are the same diameter, but the only difference is the thickness of them. So this is where the issue is with only with the payout slides. So these wins won't be as accurate to what they say on there. But the jackpot, it doesn't matter, it just drops the lot anyway. So let's have a look. And that's very good. You pull the handle and the lights go out. That'll obviously be due to, a bit of vibration or whatever I could have done. But we'll ignore that. But look at that mechanism. Absolutely lovely. Let's try a few more in. There's a win. Now that should be 5p. Or five coins. Now it just so happens it's actually paid 5 coins. I don't know whether you can see that. So that's all right. It's just what got me earlier is it was supposed to pay 3 and it paid 4, but that might have been one stuck in the thing. So it could be my mistake, that. Let's try again. But this is absolutely lovely. It's such a smooth mechanism. Oh, here we go. This should be for another 5. And another 5. Wonderful. I'm doing really well here. Let's see if I can get any more. Oh, and no, what we got here, 10. That should be 10 5p coins. Right, so let's see if that's made any difference with the thickness of these here coins. Let's have a look. What we've got is we've got 10 coins. That's 50p. Amazing. I'm very pleased. That surprised me. Now, I should have realised that there may have been one stuck in the chute because it was over the years, it's got a bit rough, not as smooth as it was. And obviously the coins, weren't sliding out as easy. So I should imagine that's what's happened. Let's try again. I do like this though. It's not going to be as much work as I thought it was going to be. Lovely smooth movement. Now this should be 3 coins. And it's paid 4. Now that's the only reason I can see that. I don't think there was one stuck that time. I think that's what it's going to do, is pay 4 coins out instead of 3. And it's purely because, let me show you, the thickness of the sliders, which you can't see because the jackpot thing's in the way, is they're obviously made to the thickness of so many coins. So the bottom slider, which is the first one that should be released for the lowest payout, should allow 3 coins to be pulled through. But obviously because these other coins were thicker, it's pulling 4 coins through. But I can live with that. I can live with that. I mean, over time, if I can get some spare parts and whatever, I can correct that. But I'm not going to go out of my way to do it because I should imagine it'd be very difficult to get hold of the bits now anyway. Anyway, isn't that lovely? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and show you the jackpot, but I may have already upset that by what I did earlier, but we'll see. Yeah, can we do this? Let's have a look. Now, can I stand this without it falling over and dropping the camera? Let's see. Now then, are you going to stay there? No, you're not. You're going to stay there. Right, if you watch this, let me try and get this jackpot. All I've got to do is I'll stop the governor fan, and then we'll put the tic-tac-toe on. Let's have a look. I know my mate Rob's done this demonstration on his because he's got one the same sort of thing. And we know that they can be very dodgy. Now you see it hasn't released there because I'd moved it earlier and it's actually wedged it. Finished the job. That's released it now. This is how much would come out if you won the jackpot. Now I'll have to let you know later how much was there because there's an awful lot there, and I can say on it, if you won that, that is quite a win. Now when we pull the lever again, if the mechanism is working properly, it should drop another chamber here into there, so it doesn't look completely empty for the next person that plays it. So let's have a look and see if it does that. Yay, it's dropped them through. Not as many as it should, but it needs a little bit of oil on the mechanism and what have you, just to get it all nice and smooth again. I think there may be some adjustment to the springs, because as you can see, if I move that, down they come. But I think there's been some bits and pieces done to it in the past, and they may have affected the springs or done something. I should say it partly to do with the conversion from the, you know, the thickness of the old coins possibly, but they didn't do the sliders, obviously. But I mean, isn't that lovely? Absolutely lovely. Now this was why the tubes went out. I think it was vibration, so if I lock that into a better position, there we go. That should stay on now. Let's have a look. So now, that should be back to normal on the working. Isn't that lovely? Oh, we've got another win there. Now, I don't know how many of those that, because they've gone into where all the others are. Oh, crikey, nearly another. But I'm so pleased with that. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I do love these machines. And I can see there that my reflection's actually showing up on the chrome work there, which is probably not a good thing. But anyway, you get the gist of it. There's a bit of work to do, a bit of touching up to do on this bottom here to try and get that looking nice. I may go over the whole of the black because you can see the light actually shining slightly through the black, which I don't really want it to do that. So, you know, that because the light's obviously a bit brighter than it should be, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, the rest of it is all right, all except for this bit here, which I would like to replace. But isn't that lovely though? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers for now.